Welcome to
Hi, welcome back to the Crypto Cars YouTube channel. Well, it's part 3 of my KASPA mining rig build, and I'm pleased to say that the third RX580 has arrived in the post. So all 3 vendors have supplied the second-hand card to me before the weekend, which is brilliant. So I'm going to be able to complete the rig build now. I've already mounted all the other GPUs. The only other thing that I'm waiting for at the moment is a 3D printed bracket for the server PSU, just to make sure it's securely mounted to the rig frame. But I'm going to continue with the cabling anyway now that the last graphics card has arrived, and start the rebuild. Okay, let's open this parcel and see what condition this one's in. Been very lucky with the first 2 that have arrived. They were in good condition. You can see the cards have been looked after by the previous owners, so it'd be interesting to see if this one is in similar sort of condition. Okay, it's looking good so far. Sapphire Nitro Plus, the box is immaculate, as you can see. Let's open it up and see what's inside. Okay. Okay, all the end covers for the ports are there bar one, which is obviously the one that was used. So I would imagine this card's never been used for mining. It's only been used within a PC system, which is good. But that's going to change. Yeah, we haven't got the protector on the PCI-E port, but once again, lovely looking Nitro Plus card, very clean. Fans look good. It's all been looked after. Dust free. Certainly does look good. From the look of it, I would say it's probably not been opened either. There's still some covers on some of the screws, and the others don't look damaged like they've been taken out. So this probably hasn't been tampered with in any way, not had any pads or anything changed or glue. But yeah, that's a good looking sapphire pulse to match the other one I got in. So we got 2 pulses and we got 2 sapphire blues, the special editions as well. So it's going to look very good in the rig. So let's switch views and show you what the rig looks like so far. Okay, I've fitted the last card, so let's have a look at the rig in a bit more detail now and see where I've situated the cards on the frame. So right at the very bottom layer, I've put the RX680 first, and then I've put the 2 5700 XTs, but I've put a large gap between those because they are quite a hot card when you're mining other coins other than KASPA, and this rig will possibly do that. And then I've put that 3060 Ti right at the end here. So that's all the cards that I had originally. And then up top, I've balanced it out with the 2 special edition blue Sapphire RX580s, 1 at each end. And then the Sapphire Nitro and the Sapphire Nitro Plus, slightly bigger card in the middle. So we've got good air gap between some of those. So I don't think I'll be populating this rig with any more cards. I think 8 is sufficient. Really, it could hold possibly another 4 cards that I push, maybe 3 because of the power supply at the bottom, but I'm not going to push it. This is going to be an 8 card rig, and I will stop there with this. If I decide to do any further GPU mining rigs, they will be in a brand new frame. So fans have all been fitted at the back and cabled a lot nicer than they were before. So next is the cabling job and the server PSU, breakout board and things like that. I've got all the cables ready now. The rest of my plastic fire retardant sleeving arrived, so I've been able to create the remaining power supply cables all ready for the risers, and we've got the main cables with the splitters for the GPUs all done as well. So I will crack on with that and take some pictures throughout so that you can see the build as I go along, and we'll hopefully get to the point where we can turn this on. Okay, we've reached the point, the very nervous point for the first switch on. This is no magic of television. This is the first time I'm going to switch this rig on. It has not been switched on yet. You're going to see it. I've checked that all the connectors are in for all the USB ports to the risers. I've checked all the risers for snug connections. Checked every PSU has its cables connected, power cables connected, and that they're snug and fitted tightly, and that they're all gone into the breakout board. You can't see it, it's in that massive alien looking wires at the back, but it's all there. So we're going to switch it on and just see if the GPUs come alive, and obviously the risers. If we get that far, I'll turn the fans on and we'll just leave it running, and we're going to have a look in HIVEOS and see if all the GPUs are being registered, and then it's a case of applying the various overclocks to these new RX580 cards and getting everything running so that we can see if our forecast was close to what we are going to get. So, time for the switch. Stand back. Okay, fans have started up. You can see one riser on, two risers, three risers, four risers, five risers, six risers, seven risers. I can't quite see the last one. Is that on or not? It looks like. Yep, they're all working. Right, the Sapphire's running. We've got lights going to that. Everything's fired down, so I imagine that's HIVEOS kicking in now. That Sapphire's lit up. This one's off. That Sapphire's lit up. Now everything's firing up again. So that'll be HIVEOS rebooting, I would imagine. We've got Gigabyte light on the the 5700 XT there, and on that one there, the 3060 Ti. Oh, yep, fans are going now on everything. except this other 5700 XT here. His fans are not going, so there's something not right there. That one's working. I think the two 5700s are. Let's just see. Looks like the 6600 is as well. So it's just this Sapphire. It's got one fan. Not, oh, looks like it was a dodgy fan. It's now working. Just needed a little kick. Maybe it was stuck with a bit of dust. I don't know, but we'll have to keep an eye on that. Because that is the new card, I believe, that one, the one that's just arrived, so definitely have to keep an eye on that. But everything else seems to have kicked in. Such a shame that only the Sapphire Pulse Plus has the lit up Sapphire logo and the other one doesn't, isn't it? Such a shame. Okay, everything's running and keeping cool there. So I'm happy to leave that running, and let's go upstairs and see what's happening with HIVEOS. Okay, we're here in HIVEOS now. Good news is everything started up perfectly. So I was amazed. I was expecting a problem with a card or something, but all 8 cards fired up, all started giving out hash rate. It's been running for a couple of minutes now. Temperatures are good. The wattages are okay. They're in the ballpark area, some of them. But what I haven't done yet is I haven't run the final script over the AMD cards to improve the efficiency and for the AMD cards in the rig. This is a script that I got off of Red Panda's mining's channel. And it looks like this, and unfortunately you have to apply this every time you restart your rig. I haven't found a way of making it part of the startup. I might be able to use one of the sort of scheduled tasks or something to do it, maybe, when, but I'll explore that and see if I can. But I had to extend this because obviously I only had 4 AMD cards in the rig at the time. So it's been extended now to 7, and basically what you had to do was you got a line for each card in this script, and you've got its address basically. So this address here matches what is listed here underneath each GPU number. So you give it a reference to that, and then it runs this script, whatever this does. Something to do with the DPM by the look of it. I don't fully understand it, but it does reduce the power consumption, but still leaves your hash rate quite good. So I'm going to apply that now in HIVEOS, and we'll see if it improves on what we're already getting, which at the moment is 1.608 gigahash per second with a total wattage of 784 watts. So already good. I'm already impressed with that, but let's see if we can improve on that by applying this script. So we go to the run command section and we paste the script in there, and then we click run. Hopefully you'll see it here, and we'll get some acknowledgement that it's executed that and applied it. So we'll just wait for a second or two, and then we'll see what happens. And my intention today after this is to leave this running for 6 hours, see what it mines over those 6 hours, and then we can get a rough estimate of what it'll do in a 24-hour period by multiplying that by 4. So we can look and see if our forecast was very close. We'll have a look at the spreadsheet in a minute and see what we did forecast for the rig once this has fine-tuned itself and we've got some finishing numbers. So that looks like that has been applied. It's not gone red, there are no errors. So we'll just give it a couple of refreshes and see what it shaved off. Right, so we can already see it has taken off about just round about 66, 67 watts off of the power consumption. This is at the wall power consumption, so this is the total wattage for the 8 GPUs plus 162 watts which my rig pulls on top of that. So this is the total consumption at the wall. So I doubt that'll go any lower than that. It usually sticks with the number that it comes up with. Well, shaved one off, but 717. So worthwhile applying that script to your AMD cards. I will put details of that script into the description so that you can copy them and use them yourself for your AMD cards if you're mining KASPA. As I say, it does knock the consumption down a little bit. So hash rate wise, we're still getting, well, we're getting a little bit more now. We're getting 1625 gigahash per second. So we've had a decrease in wattage and a slight increase in hash rate across all the cards. So the cards I had previously are running the same. This is the 5700 XT that had the mining BIOS supplied. So not optimized for other cards, but was optimized for Ethereum. I've got to possibly look at getting that BIOS changed on that, but it's something I'll have to investigate how to do. So it pulls 101 watts for its 254 mega hash. 3060 Ti is pretty constant, 429.1 mega hash for 62 watts. Brilliant, fantastic card that. And then we got our 6600, which struggles, 170.4. In HIVEOS says it's using 30 watts, which you would think is good, but it isn't. Part of that 162 watts that is being pulled by my rig over and above the wattage of the GPUs is a portion for this 6600. It's usually about 70-80 watts it's actually running at the wall. So not a true reflection there on that card. And then we've got some 580s, so all running around the 72 watts, 74 watts, 78 watt sort of wattage. Look, all depends, I think, on the type of memory. So we can see we're getting between 72 and 74 on the Micron, bit higher on that one. It's all down to silicon lottery, isn't it? This one's doing is the other 5700 XT, so that does a lot more hash rate, 252 at 67 watts, which isn't bad. That's not bad at all. And then that other 580 down here, once again 129 watts. Okay, let's have a look at the spreadsheet and see what our forecast was when we put the other RX580 cards in. So basing it on what we were getting with the original 580 card, we estimated 1.626 or just over gigahash per second at 547 watts plus 162 that the rig generates itself. So how far off were we? Well, we're actually getting 1.625, so yeah, pretty good there. The wattage is 717, our actual, but our estimate, the 547 plus the 162, was 709. So slightly out on that. It might be that the rig is now putting a little bit more on, you know, for the to power the motherboard with the other PSU. I will have to put a wall meter on and check it to see if that's the case. But very close. So, you know, spreadsheet works. And as I said before, let me know in the comments if you would like me to put a copy of this spreadsheet in. I'm quite happy to put a version of this in with loads of blank tabs so that you can put your own GPU setups for your own rigs and sort of monitor your electrical costs and things like that. If I do get enough people who ask for it, I will do a full video on it to show you exactly how to use it, how to clone the tabs, and what all the calculations are behind all the cells and the functions and what it does. So just let me know if you want that. So all in all, so far, touch wood, successful rebuild. The rig looks nice. It looks a lot safer to me with the new power cable management. That has definitely been worthwhile doing. It's tidied it up. Tidying the fan wiring up as well has helped a lot. Everything seems to be clear and functioning, and there's plenty of room for airflow. So I'm well happy with the result, well happy with the 3 cards, and I should be telling the eBay sellers about that in their feedback. So I will run this now for the next 6 hours and come up with some figures about what we're going to actually mine in 24 hours and see if it matches this figure here, which is an estimate again. and we'll go from there. So look out for that video update to let you know how things are going mining Kaspa on this new rig. But in the meantime, please subscribe, please hit the notification icon so that you know when I upload a new video, and I hope to see you soon next time.